Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to talk to you all about rheumatoid arthritis. That is another autoimmune deficiency that I have, and I'd like to talk about that one today. I did write down some notes and everything, so you might see me look down every now and then to refer back to my notes. But again, I'd like to thank you all for watching my videos. If you like them, share them, subscribe, hit thumbs up, hit the notification button so when I upload new videos, you'll know they're there. I like to thank the subscribers that I do have. I really appreciate you. The followers that I do have, I like to thank you also. And the people that have already watched my videos, thank you. Rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune disease, and you might hear me refer to RA, and that's what I be talking about is rheumatoid arthritis. Because sometimes I can get a little tongue-tied here when you get to talking a lot, so excuse me, and if I make any punctuations, pronounce it, see, here I go now. Any mistakes, please forgive me. Is that sometimes the words that I be trying to get it to come out, but it come out a different way. But what rheumatoid arthritis is, it attacks your immune system. It targets your joints, both sides of the body, like in your hands, your wrists, your knees. Every joint that you have in your body. It attacks it. And if you ever watched any of my videos, I was diagnosed in 2004 with 5 autoimmune deficiencies, and rheumatoid arthritis was one. And with this one here, it deforms you. It chips away at your bones to the point where there's nothing there. It can leave sharp fragments where it can end up in a nerve in your body and paralyzing you. And I was in a situation of twice where I had to have emergency surgery because of that fact. The first one was when I had they had to do my L4 and L5 in my lower back, and the doctor did his x-rays and he looked at me. He like, how's you walking? I'm like, just walking. He said, there's nothing there. He said, where your L4 and L5 should be jointed, there's nothing there but a lot of bone fragment, and you got a couple of it's leaning up against a nerve, and that's why you feel so sharp pains and constant pain is because of that. He said, if you fall or get pushed or shift any kind of way, that bone fragment can paralyze you. So we need to do surgery right away. And we did. And when I woke up in recovery, he asked me how was I feeling. I'm like, I feel great. I don't feel no pain. I was in so much pain. My other pain, I didn't notice it much because of the back pain. The back pain was so excruciating. I mean, I would sit in hot tub of water just to numb that area, because I was getting beta blockers. I was getting what they call hydrocodone shots. I mean, wasn't none of that helping me. And the beta blockers is a lot of little needles going up and down your back. Those things hurt, and they chip away at your bone, because when they give you these injections, they go on down into the bone. And if you ain't got no bone there, the shot is not going to help any. And that was my case. It didn't help me at all. I did 2 of the beta blockers and 2 of the hydrocodones, and I was done, because I don't like needles anyway, but to endure that pain and it's not helping me, That's defeating the purpose. I'm not going to constantly keep letting you poke me in this not helping. And my second one that I had was in my neck. If you see me holding my neck kind of stiff, that's why, because I had neck surgery and my scleroderma is flaring up because I got my neck all stiff back up in here. And it's that, lost my train of thought. That, oh yeah, my neck. I had the second major surgery, and the doctors said the same thing. You got bone fragments, floating, pinching up against your nerve. That's why you keep having sharp pains down your right side. And I mean, excruciating sharp pains. And I thought, it was happening so often, I thought I was having a heart attack. But when I go in, they said, no, I wasn't, nothing wrong. So I ended up talking to my primary and set up my appointment to see a neurologist. Neurologist set me up after she did her x-rays, sent me to see a surgeon and seen the surgeon. And after that, I went ahead and had surgery. I mean, after I seen the surgeon, I seen the surgeon one day, had surgery 2 days later. This is as quickly he went with the surgery, because he said it was dangerous. I was in a neck brace up to here. I had to sleep in it for 6 weeks. That was very uncomfortable. I couldn't turn my head this way or that way, and I still can't do that now. I can turn about this far or this far. That's about it. I can turn my neck. Trying to bend downward, I can't do that. I can look down, but trying to bend my head down, I can't do that, and can't bend my head back. So, and it's the same with my lower back. I can't bend forward or I can't bend backwards because I have titanium rods in my lower back and in my neck. And then my next surgery that I had because of the rheumatoid arthritis was my right ankle. It was deteriorated completely also. And same thing, doctors want to know, how's you walking, how's you standing, there's nothing there. I'm like, it has to be the grace of God, because as soon as I start taking myself back into his life and his word, things start changing for me again. And I have to live with this the rest of my life. So I need to be able to understand what is asked of me. And it took me a long time. I prayed on it for about 2 years about doing these videos. And I got my answer. And I kept procrastinating. So I asked again, what should I do? You have talent, use it. You can be a teacher, a leader. Show people that how you live day to day with the immune deficiencies that you have, and how challenging it is. And I'm like, you're right. I'm grateful that I'm alive, that I'm up and moving again. I want to show people that, no matter how bad your life is, there's somebody else's life out there worse than yours. Be grateful, thankful, and ask God to help you get through what you're going through. Because you know what? He's the one taking you through this. It's a test. And I'm trying to make sure I pass mine. So I'm doing these videos to be able to get the word out and show people. If you have any type of symptoms like that, talk to your doctor, talk to your primary, and they can go from there and have tests run and find out, do you have any of these or any disease? And make sure you get a second, a third, fourth opinion, because sometimes it's hard, you know, just taking what the first person say. I have had so many doctors to tell me, "Oh, it's in your head." This is after I've been diagnosed. They gonna tell me, "Oh, this is in your head." Okay, so if it's in my head, so you're telling me that my primary doctor is wrong. The tests that they did are wrong. That's what you're saying, But you want me to come back. Yeah, but it's all in my head. So I have went through so many doctors, so many specialists I done been through, and I think I finally got my team together, and that I'm happy with, because if you don't take care of yourself and put more interest in what's going on with your health, ain't nobody else gonna do it for you. You need to take the initiative to do it yourself. I learned a lot. I mean, it was a learning experience for me. And I can talk about that now because I want to share that because I don't want nobody else to make the same mistakes that I made. And it might be too late for them to figure out, what not to do. So a lot of my videos will be about that also, just telling you different things that I went through and what to look out for. And like I said, when you have doctors tell you it's all in your head, that doctor don't have your best interest in heart, but they want you to come back in 2 weeks or in 6 months to see them. If it's all in my head, and then you tell me there's nothing you can do for me, why would I come back to you? Why would I spend my insurance money wasting it on a doctor that can't do anything for me? That's the way I look at it because, I pay a healthy premium for insurance. I shouldn't have to put up with what half of these doctors want to put you through. So like I said, I'm very blessed and grateful that I have a team that I can work with and they're willing to work with me. I might, some of them might say I'm difficult, but this is my body. You don't know how I feel. You can't tell me what my pain level is because you're not me. You're not going on what's inside of me. And that's what I had to, get a lot of these doctors to understand. That's why I went through a lot of doctors because they all want to tell me one thing and I'm trying to tell you, okay, this is what's going on. I had doctors that took me off of all my pain meds. Started me from scratch. Gave my body a whole total shock. Those kind of doctors I walk away from because they don't have my best interest at all. And they want to talk medical terms. No, talk straight to me. What are you finna do? The medical term, it'll be in my review letter when I get ready to leave. So when I go home, I can look that up myself. But right now, you want to tell me. So when I look it up, I'm knowing what I'm looking for and what's going on. And then if I still don't understand it, I can call my sister that works in the medical field and ask her. If she don't she will find out for me. So that's how I begin to learn to let go of stress. Because stress will bring on a whole lot of illness. And it would terminate you faster if you let it. After I had my ankle surgery done, I ended up had to go in and I had my right wrist done here. My whole right hand have actually been done. It used to be like this. This is what my right hand used to look like. And now this is as good as it gets. And I'm grateful. I can still use it. I can work with it. I had knuckle replacement, wrist replacement, the carpal tunnel surgery. I had a cyst removed on this finger. I had this one infused. I had my ligament pulled down for my hand can be able to open. So yeah, I had this thumb infused on my left hand. And with this one hand, I had 5 surgeries done. With the right ankle, I had 2 done. Because they did it the first time, then he had to go back in and remove the clamps that he had in there that was holding the titanium screw in place until it healed. And once he went back and took that out, I was fine. And then after that hand surgery, I would end up having my left ankle done the same thing. I had to wear a cast both times for 6 weeks on each ankle. My wrist was in a soft cast because I had to go to physical therapy to learn how to move, work my fingers, learn how to rewrite again. You know, and that was a lot. That was tedious. Before I even had the surgery done on my ankles, I was going, like I said, give me hard shots in my ankle. It hurt, but I was getting them. Giving me the patches to come home with, but the patches wasn't doing no good. After the shot done walked and put a patch on, and it didn't do no good. The pain was even more unbearable. So it's just, I went through a lot. And I know how these surgeries, you know, how I spaced them out, because they told me that I was going to have a lot of surgeries done, joint replacements. And I've been very blessed that I haven't had any problems with my shoulders or my elbows or knees or hip. I'm very blessed and grateful for that. But no, I'm still learning. You know, every day is a challenge. You know, some days I can open a jar, some days I can't. Some days I can open an ordinary water bottle. Some days I can't. I mean, you know, that's just how it is. You know, I can try to turn a key someday. Sometimes I can't. It's the little things. Like I say, you know, trying to put earrings in. It's sometimes I can do it. Sometimes I can't do it. You know, hooking a necklace. I mean, it's difficult. You know, living with this disease. And it takes me, sometimes on a good morning, it'll take me about 15 minutes to get out of bed. On a bad morning, it'll take me 45 minutes to an hour, because it's going to take me about 15 minutes just to get set up and sit on side the bed. And then I'm going to have to sit there for a minute, for another 30 or 40 minutes before I even have to get up and go start moving. Those are when I say bad days. And those days, I normally don't even get out of bed, because I look at it like this: what is the purpose of me getting up and I'm hurting? To get up and fall and break something? No. I'm not going to take that chance. So I just lay in bed. And I always make sure I have something that I can reach and eat and drink until my daughter get home from work. Because I say, you know, I'm not going to take a chance in falling and hurting myself. Like I said, my scleroderma is flaring and my neck is getting really, really stiff. But like I said, there's a lot of different treatments out there for rheumatoid arthritis. And like I said, I have the joint pain, I have the redness, the fatigue, the swelling. I mean, my hands are looking really good today because normally they swollen, they like little sausages. I mean, they be swollen to the point they be touching. That's how swollen they be also. Like I said, today is really good. They're not swollen at all. And I eat a lot of fatty acids to get my omega-3. I first started out when I first got diagnosed. I was on like 20 some pills a day, and now I'm down to 2 pills a day, two to 3 pills a day. Well, yeah, because one is a calcium pill that I take because of the bone density, and that's trying to help the slow down the rheumatoid arthritis along with the chemo that I take for the rheumatoid arthritis too. And I started eating differently and try to incorporate more different foods into my life, into my diet that I noticed that have helped me a lot. And there's star fruit, pomegranate, kiwis, melons, figs, plums, apples, banana, papaya, passion fruit, pears, and grapes. Those are my favorites that helps with the inflammation. My inflammation don't flare up that bad. And my veggies, I eat a lot of spinach, broccoli, cauliflower, corn, asparagus, potatoes, that I incorporate in my meal also. And like I said, with the fatty acids, I eat a lot of fatty fish, salmon, tuna, tilapia, catfish. I eat whiteys. I eat a lot of different fish. And I fix it a lot of different ways also. And with the whole grains, pasta, brown rice, oatmeal, popcorn. I have an obsession with popcorn. And one of my doctors told me I need to cut back on eating the popcorn. Cause when they did my colonoscopy, he yeah, you eat a lot of popcorn. And so it took me a while to get to that point where I, had to eat popcorn in moderation. Because if it was up to me, I would have a popcorn machine sitting in a corner. And I would have it freshly popped popcorn every day. I love popcorn. But popcorn is not good for me in a whole lot, a big quantity. I have to eat it in moderation. I use olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil. I eat pistachios, walnuts, almonds, stuff like that. I cook with, fresh ginger, garlic, turmeric. Turmeric is really good, for inflammation. I love it. I like it fresh. I like it powdered, the powder kind. If I want me some yellow rice, and I don't have any that I got some turmeric in there. I got me some bell peppers and some onions, and I sauteed them down, get them very translucent, and mix into my rice, my green onions, and my turmeric, and make me some yellow rice. That's the quickest way for me to get my turmeric into my body, and that helps with the inflammation also. beans, red beans, kidney beans, pinto beans, that's where you get your fiber and stuff if you don't take a fiber supplement. And I do the fiber gummies and the Metamucil also. And I drink a lot of green tea and sea salt. Like I said, that helps a lot. And like I said, you can go online and look up, and see if you have any of those side effects, have any of those symptoms, and talk to your doctor, and find out, how can you change your diet, the way you live and stuff. I used to wasn't able to do any type of exercise. I used to try to do Zumba, and I loved it, but it was too strenuous for me. So, well, it was last year my daughter told me about this walk at home that I could do. It's on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I checked it out, and I like it. So you have to keep your joints and stuff moving, because if you don't, they get stiff also, and that's not good. So, and like I said, one time I couldn't even do no type of exercise or anything if I would be in so much pain and it would hurt, and I just stopped. But, like I said, when you start learning all these different techniques and stuff, and your body started to begin to feel a lot better, like I said, with my daughter helping me, looking into different things, and she's always trying to find something that's going to help with one of all, or with all of my immune deficiencies. And she been a big help. She been my rock, and my church members there have been there for me also, and so as my family. But living everyday life with this, like I said, it can be a chore. But you have to have the faith and the willingness to want to fight, to live, and to have another day. I look at it like this. I have came so far, because when I first was diagnosed with this, I was 35. My son was in high school. My daughter had just started middle school. So here I am now, a grandmother, a nana. I put it like that. I'm nana. I'm not grandma. I'm nana. And I feel a lot better than I did when I first was diagnosed, because I have had the support group that I need, and that was my daughter. She was a very big support group for me, and she still is. There's support groups out there for all of my immune deficiencies. They're all online. They're not one here where I live, and here in Jacksonville, that where you could just go to and you have to talk to somebody, anything like that. Now with the COVID and stuff is going on now, I understand going, but everything now that I share in the group with is my everyday life. How I excuse me, how I deal with this. I have the pulmonary fibrosis. That's the scar tissue of the lungs. And when the weather's changing, all of my deficiencies flares up. And they'll flare up until the weather get better. And this weekend we had the 70s weather. Woke up yesterday morning, we had the 40s weather. Woke up this morning, we got another 40s weather. So they talk about we got a freeze tonight too here in Jacksonville. When we closer north, that's expectable this time of year. But I call it the pneumonia weather because once this week clears out with all the cold weather, probably about the beginning of next week, we'll probably start with nice weather again. So, then my body, like I said, until spring hits, my body gonna go through a lot of different roller coasters, different emotions, feelings, and pain. It's hard to try to describe what I'm trying to say because if you don't know what I'm going through, you're not gonna understand how I'm feeling and where the pain is coming from. But if you like the video, give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, the share, and don't forget to hit the notification so when I upload new videos that you can know they're there. Thank you again. Namaste.